Hi, it's Martha Blessing, healing mentor and transformation teacher. And I am talking today about 4 shifts in perception that you can use and make that will accelerate your healing or whatever it is your goals and your desires are to change in your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual world and life. So many clients come to me and they're really surprised when I don't have a specific herb or diet or healing modality that I recommend to them. And typically they have already tried what they would say is everything. And they're either trying to create change in their life or they're trying to increase their confidence and their self-worth and step forward into goals and things they want to do, or they are trying to correct symptoms that they're experiencing in their body, and it's wearing them down. So it kind of boggles their mind, quite actually, that I tell them that it's their actual perception of their symptoms and what's going on that's keeping them stuck where they are. And it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. It wasn't my fault when I was stuck, because no one was talking about these things and really talking about the truth of what's getting in the way. We've been taught and indoctrinated to believe that medicine is and has the only answer. And I kind of get on my soapbox about this if you've listened to me at all. However, I was a nurse for 25 years and medicine has its place. If you don't know these perceptions and these shifts, and you don't know how to use them and facilitate change in your life, you do need to stick with the medicine. I'm grateful for that, right? I'm grateful for when it was there when I needed it. But I want to be very clear about something. Until you shift your perception successfully, I recommend that you see the doctors and the practitioners. They're the best solution for helping you to manage the energy of your body and mind connection from the level of perception that you're at. I know 100% that you can change this in an instant. You can change illness in an instant. And I know that's a bold statement, but it's the truth. I've done it. Many other people have done it. Susan Kohler, who's here in my local community, she is featured in Radical Remission book. She spontaneously reversed pancreatic cancer, going on, I think, almost 10 years now. I reversed a rare incurable cancer. Deepak Chopra talks about it in his book, Spontaneous Healing. And ask Anita Moorjani what she thinks about that, because she also writes about it in her story about her book about Dying to Be Me, when she had a near-death experience and was on her deathbed, experienced the healing of her terminal cancer. These things work. It's energetic. I also write about this in my book, Healed and Unlimited, where I tell the story of how I came to reverse 10 years of daily chronic pain and living in a wheelchair and being told that I would never walk again, to becoming someone who healed all that and ran a half marathon. So there's one specific mechanism that creates profound well-being. And what happens in every case of spontaneous healing is a shift in perception. The shift in perception can happen in one or all of these levels, but your awareness to only one of these levels and one of these shifts can be enough to restore the frequency in your cells to well-being, your energetic frequency. So the 4 shifts. Perception 1, a shift in perception is my body knows how to be healthy. And we're not programmed to believe that. We haven't been for quite some time. The patriarchy of the big pharma, the American Medical Association, the FDA, the for-profit insurance companies, and all kinds of special interest groups, they have all invested large amounts of resources and money in using the law of cause and effect very successfully against us and against society. And I'm not going into some big conspiracy theory. It's the truth. If you understand the law of cause and effect, you understand that they are using it effectively and it's not to our benefit. At nearly every turn, they have programmed us to believe that our bodies are going to break down and turn against us. And they've placed doctors and medicine in a place of power and authority and lowered the average consumer to victim status and energetic frequency. Literally, the energetic frequency, we have become attuned to and aligned with the energetic frequency of victim and illness when it comes to medicine. When we understand the law of cause and effect, we know that what is held in mind is in truth, and it gets placed into intelligent substance, which is in us and out there, and it becomes our reality. Under the ruse of being invested in our best interest and our well-being, the AMA started recommending yearly routine screenings to prevent illness. Screenings don't prevent illness. Screenings detect illness. They don't prevent it. Let's be clear about that. What they did was they led most Americans to become invested in the idea that at any moment we are likely to have a life-threatening illness. Guess what? Energy follows thought. They've put the energy out there and we're following the thoughts. We're following the thread. Then what they did was it became a status symbol of wealth if you had an insurance plan that covered these yearly screenings. And then they elevated our self-doubt and our fear into an effective mind manipulation. As we see evidenced with the cancer industry, they have grown more and more profitable for everyone but the patient. So now it's just a fear-based system. They've successfully programmed everyone into this. So the perception shift needed to reverse this dangerous and self-fulfilling paradigm that is now ingrained in society is to recognize that our bodies actually do know how to be healthy. And the statistics show it's like 90% of all illness is chronic and preventable, like stress-related symptoms. So we have the ability, and that's the first shift that has to happen. There's order in the universe and in your body, and it's all governed by the universal laws. Your heart beats, your breath moves without you doing a thing. These are all intelligent substance in you, as you call it God, call it source, call it whatever you want, but it is intelligent substance and it is thinking substance and it is energetic. We know this. It's always there and it is ready for you to use it in creating profound well-being. The shift has to be in what you choose to think and believe and what is the truth that is really here in us and outside of us. Okay, perception shift number 2. My symptoms are actually a gift. When was the last time that you ever came to think with gratitude about your body, about a symptom, about something that you were experiencing? It's not the norm. I think that it was Wayne Dyer who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Again, this is law of cause and effect in action here. What you're holding in your thoughts, in your perception, is what you're going to hold in place. And so we've now been programmed and trained to believe that number one, our body's going to turn against us. And then number two, that it's something to be afraid of. And we don't explore that there's actually true wisdom in our bodies and in our symptoms. So do you have to believe and perceive that your symptoms are a bad thing and that they're going to lead to a horrible outcome or maybe even death? Do you have to believe that? Or what if you knew that as soon as you embraced the messages in your awareness of your symptoms, you'd realize that they're pointing you to the steps that you need to take so you can step into the expansion of your wholeness and your soul's plan? What if they're a guide? What if the symptoms are your North Star to living as your true and authentic and sovereign self? Would you embrace them and use them as a tool and a stepping stone instead of letting the perception be that it's a very fearful and negative experience? You don't have to perceive them as negative. Just because social programming is telling us and trained us that we should be afraid of our body and its messages. That's what they are. They're divine messages when we have symptoms. It's a flag for us to pay attention. Okay, perception shift number 3. I can choose to embrace my symptoms and befriend them for the evolution of my well-being and my soul. Embrace them. Yep, that's what I said. Given the raised awareness from shift 1 and shift 2 that I just mentioned, when you step into this third shift, you realize that your symptoms are bringing you back to the restoration of your internal power. Your symptoms can bring you back to the restoration of your internal power. That's super, super powerful and empowering, right? They can and they will lead you to calling out your subconscious mind that's trying to keep you stuck in these old same patterns and paradigms and preventing you from living your life as your brilliant and genius self. Your symptoms will lead you to the other side of the faulty belief system that's actually created them. The faulty belief system and its perceptions are what have kept you separate from the infinite possibilities that are already here for you to experience and expand into. They will unravel the falsehoods, if you let them, by embracing the gift and the message. Your subconscious mind is an insidious little trickster. You have no idea how insidious it is. It loves to create symptoms to throw you off track. And until now, it's been successful. It's been winning. But when you practice viewing your body as a tool for accessing your internal power, you become embodied in the truth. And illness has no space to exist in that expansion. Perception shift number 4. This is the last one. I am a sovereign being. In every moment, what makes you sovereign is that you can choose to use your free will to determine how you want to think and believe about your circumstances and your environment. When we recognize the purpose of choice and free will to use our mind in a successful manner, we initiate change in the intelligent substance, both internally and externally, within and without. The frequencies line up and become the same, and you will achieve success. As adults, we get to choose the meaning that we give to every experience, past and present. If we created a negative belief pattern, which most of us have, around previous events that created a disruption or a contraction of our life force and our energy, resulting in disease, we can correct the effect of that by creating a new meaning. When we create a new meaning, which is the cause, then we get a different effect. Again, law of cause and effect here. So every time we choose to create a new thought about our circumstances, asking the question, what is the truth about this? What is the truth about this? Because 99% of the time we have created a story, we have created a lie about the circumstances and about ourselves that happened in our life. So when we put it under that microscope, under that looking glass, and ask what is the truth about this, it gives us an opportunity to change the perception and to think differently and to create a new meaning around it. And what we often see this as is that when people talk about the wake-up call, when someone's given a serious life-threatening diagnosis, they go through a period of this shedding and letting go of old beliefs and anger, and they change their perception and they change their lives. And the body responds, intelligent substance responds, and it results in the reversal of the disease, right? We call it a miracle, but that's actually what happens. It's just shifting the result in intelligent substance in your body, and it reverses the disease. We are always at choice to be able to change the meaning that we give to anything and everything that is in our experience, that is in our circumstances and in our environment. If you are willing to shift your perception about what causes illness, you can come to recognize just how much power you do have to facilitate your own complete healing. The most powerful tool that you have for healing is your mind and body connection, and how you use your mind successfully to change the frequency within your body. Learning to use it successfully is the foundation for everything that you desire, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, new job, new career, new health, whatever it is. The perception and the use of your mind to create differently through the law of cause and effect is what will get you there. Thanks for listening. I'm Martha Blessing, healing mentor and transformation teacher. You can visit marthablessing.com, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.